Hey, welcome back, YouTubers. Jack Rutherford with the latest qt50 technological advancement. You're looking at the 16-inch rear tire. Never before done on a qt50 with a qt50 engine. I have, in my research, seen it done on a qt50 with a Townie engine. But I've never seen it on a qt50 before. I could be wrong. So we're going to go test it out, because that's what we do. We gots to know. We gots to know. So maybe to the average viewer, a 16-inch rear wheel does not seem like a big deal. But oh, how wrong you could be. As you probably know, the qt50 comes stock with 14-inch wheels. And previously, the only gearing upgrade up to this point was to change to PW50 gears in the rear differential. Putting on a larger diameter rear wheel also changes the gearing ratio so that you are basically turning a bigger gear. This will have the effect of slowing down your acceleration from a standstill, but it should also have the effect of a higher top speed. So it's just a matter of whether the engine will turn the bigger wheel at the same rate or close to the same rate that it turned the smaller 14-inch wheel. Usually the main factor there is probably the weight of the wheel. All things being equal, you would think a 16-inch wheel would be slightly heavier than a 14-inch wheel. Of course, the tire also has a lot to do with the weight of the wheel. Probably also I guess drag of the wheel, friction or something on the ground, but I don't know if it would be any different. A lot of that would probably depend upon the tire tread. So anyways, I had to go with a very thin 16-inch wheel because, as you all know, a thinner tire, I had to go with a thinner tire. My preference is for the real thick, fat tires, but the fatter the tire, the taller the sidewall. And we're dealing with a limited amount of space between that rear tire and the engine case. So that's kind of what's involved here. Anyway, so I've done it on the Urban Express, and I thought, well, let's give it a try on the qt50, see if we can make this happen. And of course, I was worried all along as to whether I'd have enough clearance to do it, but it worked out. Still got the 14-inch tire in the front. Riding it around, I immediately noticed sitting just a little bit higher, about an inch higher, not 2 inches. And that provides, I guess, a little more clearance. So also it results in a little more wind drag because you're sitting up higher. And you'd be surprised, just sitting up an inch higher, how much more drag or how much more effect the wind will have on you when you're riding. So waiting on the stoplight. Will it ever change to green? Messing with the idle. At some point during this run, my temperatures were in the mid 360s, 370, 380, and then I look down and it's flashing a top temperature of 422. But I'm like, when did that happen? Because right now it's reading 365. So it's a bit colder today, so it probably needs a bigger jet. And I loosened up the exhaust to put that rear wheel on a couple times. Thought I had gotten it on there, back on there pretty tight, but maybe I've got a slight exhaust leak. I don't know. This thing was a bear to start this morning. I hadn't ridden it in a while, and I think it was below 40 degrees, so I don't know. We will attend to that later. Maybe take it out for a further ride as well. But anyhow, before I rode, as soon as I went to stop for the first time at the end of my drive, I realized that I had not tightened up the rear brake. So I did that, and of course, that put some doubt in my mind as to what else I had forgotten to do. So I was a little bit antsy riding this thing full go here. Plus there was a lot more traffic on the road than I expected at this time of day. This is like right after 9 a.m. so I figured, you know, everybody would be at work and it wouldn't be a problem. But kind of just I'm testing it out and seeing what we got to work with here. The acceleration really didn't seem to be affected too much. Of course, you know, I've ridden several other bikes in the meantime, so I've probably forgotten. But the acceleration seemed to be fine for the most part, and I kind of held back a little on that run. Because, like I said, there's all kinds of doubt running through my mind as to what else didn't I tighten up good enough, right? But I'm like, I'm out here, let's let some traffic pass and let's give it a go. Unfortunately, there was quite a bit of traffic to pass, so I'm trying to be mindful of the audio. I've been getting some complaints about my audio, you know. Don't put your lips on the mic, you know what I mean? So I'm looking at my levels here. They look pretty good. Hopefully I don't offend anybody. But you know, this has got to get out. This has got to get out to the masses. This is qt50 technological advances, and I've got more coming. I'm working on my next one. So got another car behind me. I think I turn in here, and I'm going to shut off. Yeah, I turned in here. And then I'm going to shut off the audio, and we're going to go for a qt50 top speed run. I hope you enjoyed it. Actually, I was kind of scared. I don't know if I enjoyed it that much, but I hope you enjoy it as much as I should have. So that was my qt50 top speed run. I think I got my top speed when I did that little tuck right around there. Ran up on traffic. That's what happens when you've got, you know, the red flame. It just, you know, rides right up on cars. You know, get out of the way. So I guess to do this, since some of you, if you stay to the end, I'm going to tell you how to do it, man. But, you know, real men watch and listen to the very end. That's all I got to say. So, how did I do it? I took a rear hub from a qt50. I took a rear wheel from a qt50. Took out all the spokes. It's real easy. You just take the tire and tube and the rim strip off, and if you want, you can use a Phillips and take all the spokes off. And so I got the rear hub, and I bought an Urban Express front wheel, 16-inch Urban Express front wheel. And I bought, you can find new old stock Yamaha Townie front spokes, 16-inch spokes, or spokes for a 16-inch wheel on eBay for about 30 bucks. And I've done a few wheels now, and especially with new spokes, it's really easy to build a wheel. There's plenty of videos out there. I guess I can make my own if you want to see it done. And I basically just built a 16-inch wheel for the qt50. And then you've got to go with the thinnest tire. There's probably one more tire I can try. I'd like to go with a little thicker tire. This is a 2-inch tire. So I found a 16 by 2-inch tire, and I cut off the where the rear fender attaches on the frame. I cut that off. I might have been able to get away without cutting that off. Might have had the clearance. But if I go to a slightly wider tire, I'm going to try one more tire. I definitely have to cut it off. So I just, dremeled it off, whatever. It sticks out from the back of the engine. You'll see it. It's where the rear fender attaches at the base there. And here's my new top speed for me, 50.2 miles an hour on the qt50. But I think there's more, and we're out of video, so hey, we'll catch you later.